Hi, Scott again, and today I'm going to show you how to change the bottom heating element in your oven. About a week ago we were inviting some people over for dinner. We were going to cook some pork chops and do some roasted vegetables, and my wife put them all in and checked it about 20 minutes later and they were barely warm. So we went into panic mode, cooked them a different way. The roasted vegetables didn't work out. We had to try something else. But the bottom, the lower element, burner element, had gone out. So it's a pretty easy fix. You don't need to call somebody to fix it. There's just two screws in the back of the oven that hold it on. And then behind those two screws, well, you undo the screws, you pull out the heating element, and there's 3 wires attached to the heating element. 2 wires on one screw, 1 wire on the other one, usually 2 black and 1 yellow, and I'll show you that. But before we get there, we need to make sure the power is off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the light on in the stove, in the oven, and then I'm going to go out and turn the power off, and then we'll get started. Like I said, it's a pretty easy fix. 5-10 minutes and you're done. No sense spending $50 to $100 to have somebody else come in and do it. You just need to make sure the connections are tight and it's easy to do. So I'm going to turn the oven light on, and it's on, and we're going to take the racks out. And you can see the 2 screws. Sometimes, well, it looks like these 2 also have the 1/4 inch heads you can use for a socket set. So those are the 2 screws we'll undo and then pull it out. But first, the power. I'll show you the snow and show you the mountains that are so close. There's the beautiful mountains. Okay, so I'm going to get this 1/4 inch socket. I've got 2 little extensions on it to make it easy reaching. Looks like it only has a couple of threads in there. So you can loosen it and then probably do the rest of it. It's just finger tight. There's one. There's 2. So you can see the okay. Now we'll pull it out, and there should be 3 wires on it. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's the element that just burned right through. Uh-oh. Pulled right off out the back. So we'll get up close so you can see the end. It doesn't have a screw in it, it just has a clamped piece on that wire. Now I'm going to have to fish out the other wire, which is in there somewhere. Yeah, this piece is just melted off. There's another piece of it. Just over the years it just broke right off. Okay. Package came. And I actually went to the General Electric site to look up the part, and our stove wasn't even on it. So I had to talk to the help desk. Okay, hopefully, okay, the ends look the same. Yeah, both ends look the same, but I'm not quite sure how those are going to connect. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's do the unveiling, the unwrapping. Pop a few bubbles. Okay. You see that? They come in all different shapes. Some come up and around. Some come up and have several mountains kind of things. And others just have very simple ends. But this is the most important part. You can see the two places where they screw onto the back of the stove. These look like they would have something slide on and then turn a screw to hook them on. But I've got to figure that one out. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Looks like this little piece just clamps on the end. It may just slide off. That's what a lot of them do. Yep, it slid right off. You can see the two ends. That one's just burnt right through. Over the years, it just got brittle and snapped. Kind of like people. Get brittle and snap. So, somewhere back in here, it's too big, too little for a finger. I may have to pull this out and take the back off to reach that. Doggone it. I've got the yellow one. Let's see if I can feel that with a screwdriver. Nope. If you want to find out what model of stove you have, you can look down either on this leg or on this leg, and in this case it's right there. It's a General Electric. So there's the information I had. I'll pull this out, I'll lift it up and pull it out. And I'm going to tilt it forward so that I can get into the back. It's amazing what you find under from grandkids. M&M from 1850. Gonna have to lift up. Careful not to scratch the floor. Okay, gonna get behind it now. But before I do anything, even though the power is off, I'm gonna pull that out and pick up a recipe for Fiesta Ranch chicken pasta salad. If you want to find that recipe or use that, feel free. And gonna need the socket. One. Two. And see, all I've got to take this off for is to push that wire back through to the front. Don't have to mess with any of these connections that are in there. Okay, looks like there was 4 of those. Just lift this up, make sure everything's off. Why is that not? Oh, there's one at the bottom. That's why it's not coming off. It's going to come and clunk me in the head. Maybe not. Okay. So, somehow, in amongst this mess, oh, that's the part. Well, I thought it would be 2 black wires, but it's just 2 wires hooked onto this thing, which just slips on to that little piece. So I'm just going to push that through. Push it out through the front. And that's all I have to do. Except it wants to keep coming back out. Okay. That's all I have to do there. Okay, there's just some little tabs over here. You just have to slide those into those little tabs. Looks like there's you have to slide this little piece down inside first. Nope, goes outside. Tabs in. Line up all the screw holes. Plug this back in. Remember, the power is off. But if I don't put that in now, I'll never get it plugged in afterwards. Okay, I'll just gently push this back in. Yeah, there's only about 1/8 inch, maybe a 1/16 inch on each side. When I built the cabinets, I didn't put much leeway in, which is good when you're cleaning, not so good when you're trying to push it back in. Gotta lift the back up. Gotta make sure the cord is out of the way. So you gotta make sure you don't push on this too hard either. You break that. Okay, that's in. Put the drawer back in. Okay, I just had to lift it up. And these ends will just slip in to the little sleeve. This is a 5-minute fix. It's a little longer, but still really not that complex. But if you're nervous at all about taking that back off, get somebody to come in and do it for you. It's just more awkward than anything. When you put this in, you got to put these things down because that's what it stands on. So slide these onto these little arms. Okay, that one slid on. And okay, there we go. Now that one's on. That one's on. This one's on. Push it back in there. And we'll get the 2 screws for right there. Put that in there. Oops. It was a good plan until it wasn't. Looks like we got a bunch of moon rocks in this oven. It's like we need to clean it off, obviously. We will as soon as we get this element working. Okay, that's done. Now we go turn the power back on. I'll turn the power back on. And make sure everything's turned back on. I had to guess a little bit on which one it was. Guessed wrong every time. We've had about 800 inches of snow up in the mountains this year. Just one little note. Up that canyon right there are Alta Ski Resort and Snowbird Ski Resort. Alta is the one that has had over 800 inches of snow. On the ground right now, their base I think is 200 inches. Snowbird's is 171, I think. And the canyon up there has Brighton Ski Resort, which has about 190 inches, and another ski resort, which is Solitude, has about 160 inches. And then the next canyon up goes up and around behind these mountains. And there's Park City Ski Resort, Deer Mountain, and Canyon Ski Resorts. And those all have anywhere from 140 inches to about 170 inches. But we have mountains all the way around us. We're in a bowl that's about, 28 miles long and 15 miles wide. But let's go back and turn the power on. And we're going to turn the burner on. I'll turn it on, 450. About 450 right there. And then we'll watch and see. Let's see, I'll turn the light off so you can see it start to glow if it does. I don't know if I imagine the heat or if there is heat. Oh, I can feel heat. Yeah, I can definitely feel the heat. So when you put these back in and turn the power on and heat it up, for the first little while you'll smell maybe an oily smell. You see it turning red. So it's success. So it's basically 2 screws, pull it out, and in most stoves, most ovens, it will have 2 wires on one side, usually on this left side, and 1 wire connected to this, making the circuit. There you go. You can see it's making a good amount of heat now. So I'll let it go on for just a minute. You can see it's a little cooler on these 2 points right there where it has the legs. That's because the legs are draining off some of the heat to make it just a little bit cooler. So success. 2 screws, and sometimes when you pull them out, there will be a screw to hook on the left side, another screw to hook on the right side. But on this one, it was just 2 sleeves that slid on, one on each side. And most of the time you won't have to take off the back like I did. But like I mentioned, if you're nervous at all about it, have somebody else do it. But in most cases, it's just this front part you'll have to deal with. Not a big deal. Take the screws out, pull this element out a little bit, undo the 2 screws or pull off the 2 sleeves, put in the new one, and you're back in under 10 minutes. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope that helps. If you have any comments, leave them down below. But give me a thumbs up and subscribe so we can get up and support the channel. And thanks for watching.